Hi, hello, good afternoon. Welcome back to the lecture series on human capital management. So, in this session, let us understand some of the management development programs or executive development programs. So, before going to understand executive development programs, now let's understand who are the executives. Executives are financial managers, human resource managers, finance officers, accounts officers, chief executive officers, and some extent the board of directors, managing directors, auditors. Okay, all these people who are associated with the organization, they are called executives. Executive development program, it is entirely different from organization development programs. Now let's understand what is executive development. It is a systematic and continuous process through which executives learn advanced knowledge and skills in managing the organization. It is a planned and organized process of learning and growth designed to improve managerial behavior and performance. According to S.B. Budhiraja, the former managing director of Indian Oil Corporation, he has given the definition to the executive development. Any activity designed to improve the performance of existing managers and to provide for a planned growth of managers to meet future organizational requirements is called management development or executive development. So now let's understand the features of EDP. First characteristic is it is a continuous process. It is an ongoing and never ending exercise in the almost all the organizations, whether it is private or public or manufacturing or service. It should encompass the entire professional career of executives. Managerial skills cannot be developed overnight. So therefore, EDP is a continuous process. Second feature is a knowledge updating activity. The imperative need for management development should be appreciated as there always there is a gap between actual performance and what is the potential performance expected by a position. In order to fill the gap of these two, okay, managers knowledge and skills have to be upgraded. Okay, so it must be 6 months once or yearly once. So it is necessary to upgrade the knowledge of the managers to perform the job efficiently and effectively. Third feature is EDP is a vehicle for attitude change. Human behavior is a dynamic. Its complexity can only be appreciated once executive development programs are attempted to understand the behavior and attitudinal aspects through simulating sessions. Better interpersonal skills is an important prerequisite for the managerial success. Fourth, to stimulate to higher competence skill. Unless executives are stimulated to the intricacies of managerial stress and strain through different executive programs. Okay, so their full potential cannot be exerted for the benefit of the organization. So therefore, in order to stimulate, so in order to take out the competency what they have, so there the knowledge, skill, competency has to be developed. So their full potential cannot be exerted for the benefit of the organization unless it has to be stimulated. Executive development programs can be designed considering the such issues like employees' motivation, habits, age mix, pattern of conflict and chaos, and this can enable elevation of managerial functions of the executives during the post training phase. Okay. Now fifth, a deficiency improver. So this program, it caters to the individual requirements to improve the functional deficiencies of the executives. Thus, so these programs enabling the organization to derive immediate benefits from such programs. Sixth characteristic is a self-development process. It facilitates self-development of executives as they learn many things through action learning methods, sharing the experience one another in a simulated classroom atmosphere or environment. Okay, so these are the 6 characteristic features of EDP, Executive Development Program. So now let's understand what are the methods or techniques that we use in the process of developing the executive's competency. So there are 2 methods basically, on the job techniques and off the job techniques. Now let's understand these 2 in detail. On the job techniques, in which so we have number of programs like coaching, understudy, position rotation or job rotation, project assignment, selected readings, multiple management. Okay, so these are the programs which are designed on the job training techniques, through which so we are going to develop the executives competencies, executive skills and knowledge. And there are some programs which are come under the off the job techniques, of the job training programs, like lectures, case studies, group discussion, role playing, management games, sensitivity training. So these are the 6 programs which are carried out under the off the job techniques. Now let's understand all these programs one by one. On the job techniques, coaching. The superior guides and instructs the trainee as a coach. The coach or the counselor sets mutual agreed upon goals, suggests how to achieve these goals, periodically reviews the training progress and suggest the changes if required, so in order to change the behavior and improve the performance among the executives. Okay, so this is the type of coaching. So this is a type of instructing programs, okay, in which the superior is going to guide and instruct the trainees who are there, who are already selected for the position of executive. So now let's understand what are the advantages of coaching. It is learning by doing. Every executive can coach its subordinate even if there is no program, there is no such formal programs which are existed. Periodical feedback and evaluation is a part under this activity. It is very useful for orientation of new executives for developing their operative skills. It involves close interactions between the trainee and a superior. So this is the way how the coaching is given, continuous guiding and instructing how the job has to be undertaken in the better way. Coaching will work well if the coach provides a good model with whom the trainee can identify. Second, on the job techniques, an understudy. An understudy is a person selected and being trained as the heir apparent to assume for the higher positions, to assume for the higher responsibility in the future. Okay, so thereby we are going to select, so we are going to shortlist the people who are already working with us. Okay, the superior of that particular person who has been chosen, shortlisted, will be taken, and he will be given some he has been inculcated certain things. Okay, and a person understudy is a person who has been selected, who is being trained by the superior, because he is going to assume certain positions, certain jobs, responsibilities in the future after the boss retires, after the boss goes out from the organization. Okay, so this is what is called executives are developing, and they will be utilized in the future, and their abilities and competencies. Okay, so those abilities and competencies and skills must be inculcated, so through this program called understudy. Now, a fully trained person becomes available to replace the manager during his long absence or illness, or he might be retired or transfer for another positions, another area, promotion or death of an executive. Okay, one executive is shortlisted and he will be given the training, and in this process. Okay, the superior routes much of the department work through juniors and discusses the problems with him or her, and allows them to participate in managerial decision making program. Okay, so this is a part and parcel of the executive programs. Okay, so this is what understudy program. Now let's understand what are the advantages of it. The trainee receives continuous guidance from the superior or the senior, gets the opportunity to learn about the entire job positions which he is going to assume in the future. Okay, it's practical and time consuming due to the learning by doing. Okay, the trainee takes the interest and shares the superior's workload, so then only, so it will be very useful, because both the coordination will be established between the superior and subordinate to complete the task effectively. Okay, the junior and the senior come closer to each other, so there is no misunderstanding, there is no clash between them in the further days to go. Some disadvantages do we find in this program. It perpetuates the existing managerial practices, as one employee is identified in advance as the next occupant of the higher level managerial position, the motivation of the other employees will be affected. So they will feel inferior. Okay, so their performance maybe decreases in the unit. The subordinate staff may ignore and understudy and treat him or her as an intruder without clear authority and responsibility. Under an overbearing senior, the understudy may lose his freedom of thought and action, because the boss or superior, he is going to retire, he is going to depart from the organization, so he has compulsorily has to teach something for his junior. He is going to assuming the higher level of positions when he retires. The success of this method depends upon the teaching skills and coordination between the superior and juniors with whom understudy is attached. So another important training program that is called position rotation or job rotation. Okay, it involves movement or transfer of executives from one position to another position and from one job to another job in planned basis. Okay, the aim is to broaden the knowledge and skills and outlook of the executives. It may continue for a period ranging from 6 to 2 years. Okay, so this is one the training techniques with which executive skills are being upgraded. Okay, advantages: it helps to reduce monotony and boredom by providing varieties of work in a single stretch in a single department or unit. It facilitates interdepartmental cooperation and coordination. It infuses the new concept and ideas into elder personnel in the organization. Okay, we have certain disadvantages also in this job rotation program for the executives. Job rotation may cause disturbance in established operations in the organization. Okay, the trainee executives may find it difficult to adjust himself or herself to frequent moves from one job position to another job. He may feel insecure in the absence of stable interpersonal relationship. Okay, these are the disadvantages that we do find in this position rotation. Fourth, project assignment. A number of trainee executives are put together to work on a single project directly related to their functional areas. It may be some projects which are assigned to the production department. All the production executives, okay, so who are involved in this program. Okay, this group called project team or task force will study the problem and find the solutions, appropriate solutions to the particular issues. For example, accounts officers may be assigned the task of designing and developing an effective budgetary control system. So this is the way how project assignment activities is also undertaken as a part of executive development program in order to develop or inculcate some extra knowledge, and new capabilities among the executives. Fifth, selected readings. By reading selected professional books and journals, managers can keep in touch with the latest research findings and theories and techniques of management. No executive can afford to rely solely on others to keep informed on innovations in the management. So therefore, he has to open up and study the magazines and journals and books related to the managerial skills. Okay, so many organizations maintain libraries for their executives, and managers are encouraged to continually read and improve their skills day by day. Okay. Sixth important executive development program is multiple management. The technique was developed by Charles P. McCormick of the McCormick Corporation of Baltimore, USA. Under this program, a junior board of young executives are constituted. Major problems which are put before the team, those problems are analyzed by these junior board, which makes the recommendations to the senior board, and the young executives learn decision making skills. Okay, the board of directors receive the collective wisdom which has come out from the junior board. Okay, so this is multiple management. So this is the rather important program. Advantages: the participants gain practical experience in group decision making and teamwork. The committee or the junior board contributes the productivity and human relations in the organization. Okay, so now let's understand what are the disadvantages. Specific attention to the developmental needs of the executives is not possible because executives will be utilized for different activities in this program. So therefore executives, they have certain a stipulated role to play. Okay, they will be diverging from their activities. The method is not suitable for the lower level executives. Okay, it will be suited for junior board members or higher level executives like CEO and what we call finance officers. Okay, and even accounting officers, financial consultancies who are continuously give the consultancy service to the organization. Okay, these are the techniques which are used on the job. Now let's understand off the job techniques in which the skills and competences which are inculcated among the executives. Number one, lectures. Talks by an instructor on specific topics. So lecture has been arranged. Okay, the professors who are essentially when they have technical skill, special information they have. Okay, those complex information must be inculcated among the executives. Therefore, organization is being arranged such type of talks by the experts. Okay, so these can be supplemented by discussion. Okay, the lecturer who is participating, who is going to give instruction, okay, is not speaking one way, and at the same time in this process is also involve the executives in this activity like discussion, case studies, demonstrations, audio visual aids and film shows. Okay, it's very useful when the facts and concepts and principles, attitudes and problem solving skills which are taught in this program. So there are some certain limitations we do find in this lecture program. Like, lecture is one way communication. There is no participation and feedback from the audience. So that is happening most of the time. The person who has come to give the instruction might be because of lack of timing. So because of many reasons he might not be involving the executives into this program. So thereby he keeps on talking alone. Okay, that will be boredom for the executives. The audience lose attention quickly as they are passive listeners. Okay, because it is one way communication. It requires a great deal of preparation and speaking skills for the executives. So these are the limitations that we find in lecture sessions. So lecture session can be more effective when we follow certain things. Number one, well planned as to its purpose and content. Well planned content has to be designed. There must be specific purpose for which this activity has been organized. Number one. Number two, the lecturer should be competent enough. He must be a good speaker. He must be a good listener also as well. Okay, keep in mind the listener's needs and interest. Not be more than 1 hour because patience will be lost. Okay, maximum 1 hour. So this type of program is being arranged in organizations. The lecture should be made interesting through leading questions, guided discussions, and audio visual aids must be used in order to make this program efficiently and effectively. And case studies, real and hypothetical business problems or situations demanding solutions is presented in writing to the trainees. Okay, so they are required to identify and analyze the problems and find the solutions and giving certain suggestions and evaluate alternative course of actions, how this problem can be tackled, and choose the most appropriate solutions finally. So this is the case study. What are the advantages? It promotes analytical thinking and problem solving techniques and skills among the executives. It encourages open-mindedness and provides a means of integrating interdisciplinary knowledge that is required. Okay, So now, disadvantages of case study program. It is time consuming and expensive because some preparation is required. Okay, good cases have to be brought into the session. All these things. A real life case may not be useful in different cultural situations. Okay, so these are the disadvantages that we also find in this session. Group discussion. Paper is prepared and presented by one or more trainees on the selected topics, okay, on which the group is allowed to discuss critical discussion, critical suggestions, and there will be one chairperson, and he will be observing and summarizing the content which has been presented from the different presenter and discussed finally and come to the conclusion. So this is another important techniques in the off the job training techniques for the executives. Role playing. The trainees act out a given role as they would in a stage play. Two or more trainees are assigned part to play before the rest of the class. So this is also another important motivating techniques through which executive skills are upgraded. Management games. They are designed to representative of real life situation. So these are classroom simulation exercises in which the teams of individual compete one another and against an environment in order to achieve certain expected objectives. Okay, the participants play a dynamic role and enrich their skills through the involvement and simulated the program in the classroom setup. Interactive or non-interactive types of management games are also prevailing in order to develop the executive skills. There are certain advantages. It has to analysis, it has to analyze and collect the relevant data from the mass of informations which are gathered from different people. That helps to decide with incomplete data, and it is useful in developing problem solving skills among the executives. Okay, disadvantages. It is very difficult and compensate expensive program to develop and implement the good games. Okay, the games are artificial, it is not real life. Okay, now sensitivity training. So this method is also called T group training. Purpose of this training is to increase the self-awareness among the participants or executive trainees, develop interpersonal competencies among them, and sharpen the teamwork skills among the executives. Okay, so the discussion is lightly directed by a behavioral expert who creates the opportunities to express their ideas and beliefs and attitudes towards certain situation. So there are certain steps which are there in which the sensitivity training is also given. Number one, first step, the trainer must be aware, trainer must be able to translate emotional situations into constructive consequences. Number one, the participant with high tolerance for anxiety should be selected, and the program should be strictly voluntarily designed. Participant should be told in advance, should be given in advance what role they are going to assume. Okay, what role and what important experiences they are going to learn out of this activity. Now let's understand what is the importance of EDP, Executive Development Program. Okay, these programs are required to train and develop the professional managers in the organization. It helps the managers to develop the skills to face cutthroat competition in the industry. It enables the managers to face problems related to technology and institution. it helps in developing better relations with the laborers, because so they are dealing with the labor, so they are taking the work from the laborers. So therefore it's very useful for the executives. Executives need training and education to understand and adjust to the changes which are happening in the socio-economic activity, socio-economic sphere. Executive development program is required to broaden the outlook among the executives or managers. Okay, so with this, so let us end up. So in the next class we are going to learn some more HR activities. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Have a good day.